Lagos, there are so many fraudulent practices as regards to real estate. Okay, and most real estate companies go about using defective documents such as the lease agreement to sell some of their properties. All right. So in this video, I'll be telling you the meaning of a lease agreement, and I'll be showing you that it is not a valid route of title. It doesn't pass its title. Isaac Okeke, I'm a property lawyer as well as a real estate entrepreneur who uses law as a tool for the best interest of my clients. So in today's video, I'll be telling you instances where most persons have fallen prey or victim to the fraudulent practices of most real estate companies who go about using a lease agreement as a valid route of title to transfer interest of the property. Is a lease agreement, simply put in a loose term, in a very loose term, so that the layman will be able to understand, is a contractual agreement that binds the lessor and the lessee together, in which the lessee is expected to pay rents to the lessor for a particular fixed duration. Okay, so the lessor now is referred to as you can say the lessor is the owner of the land, or the landlord as the case may be, and the lessee is the tenants as the case may be. That's if you want to put in a very loose term. All right, so let me give you an instance. In this particular, like the elder brother of a tenancy agreement. All right, a tenancy agreement simply means that the way you go about renting house, you rent a house. For instance, you are a tenant in Lagos, you are paying annual rent to the landlord, so you are a tenant to that particular landlord. All right, so the property doesn't belong to you, the house you are residing in doesn't belong to you. You are just a mere occupant who have possessory rights in the property. That's what a tenancy agreement simply means. So in the same vein, a lease agreement is simply an agreement that from 3 years and above. A tenancy agreement is from is less than 3 years, but a lease agreement is from 3 years and above. So let me put it again. If you are paying rent in a particular place annually, every year or every 2 years, it means that you are a tenant. All right, it creates that tenancy agreement between you, the tenant, and the landlord. On the other hand, if you are paying rent maybe every 4 years or 5 years in a particular place, maybe if you want to pay, you pay it collectively, you pay for the next 4 years, for the next 5 years. You are not a tenant, you are a lessee. All right, and the landlord is not a landlord, is the lessor. So that's what it basically means. Okay, and it should be noted that there are most real estate companies in Lagos that uses a lease agreement to sell their land to unsuspecting individuals who have little or no knowledge about the real estate industry. That is why I've always advised people, before you go about buying land, ensure you go with a professional. Consult your property lawyer. It is very important. I'm not saying it because I'm a property lawyer. No, I'm just telling you the right thing to do. I've once listened to a scholar, Dr. Stephen Akin, who said that there is a difference between the rich and the poor. Before the rich invest in something, the first thing they do is that they go about investing in the knowledge of that thing that they want to invest in. But the poor, they don't do that. The poor just simply invest in that thing without investing in the knowledge of that thing that they are about to invest in. So what this means is that before a rich man invests in real estate per se, what a rich man readily do is to call the necessary professional. You see him consulting the property lawyer, consulting the real estate valuer, the surveyor. This because they don't want to waste money on something that would backfire on them. Okay, so but if it's the poor just simply goes to that place and then invest in that property without consulting the necessary professionals, especially your property lawyer. Very important. Okay, very important. So back to our focus of this course, which is a lease agreement. So a lease agreement is simply, it doesn't pass title. You cannot sell a property with a lease agreement. If as a buyer you buy a property and the legal document is a lease agreement, then you are on your own. The title has not passed to you. You cannot sell that property because you are not even the owner of that property, even though you've claimed that you've bought the property from the lessor, as the case may be. Now let me ask you a question. Can you sell the property of your landlord which you are occupying? Do you have the power? Do you have the right to sell it? In fact, are you the owner of the property? Can you sell it? The answer is no. That's the same way you cannot sell a property that has a lease, a deed of lease on. And this is how most real estate companies do. Once they want to buy a property, once they want to sell a property, before they acquire the property, sometimes they go about, having meetings with people that owns the property. Let's say, for instance, a real estate company walks up to an owner of a particular plot of land located in probably Ikorodu, and the owner, who doesn't want to sell the land, called his lawyer to prepare a lease agreement, a deed of lease. So now the lawyer has prepared the deed of lease. Now the deed of lease is stating that the owner of that land in Ikorodu is giving that property to the real estate company for just 20 years. All right, for 20 years. So the real estate company will use the property for 20 years. Okay, so the owner is not selling that property to the real estate company. He's only telling the company that they will use it for 20 years. After that 20 years, they are going to bring it, or it returns back to them, like it returns back to him, the owner. That's what we call reversionary interest in property law. So now the real estate company haven't collected these documents, haven't gone through this agreement with the owner of the particular plot of land or particular acres of land, as the case may be. You see that these companies would want to sell this land to unsuspecting buyers. All right, now the question that really comes to mind: can this company sell this land to unsuspecting buyers? Are this company the owner of this land? Put into consideration that this land was given to them for just a period of 20 years. After that 20 years, the land reverts back to the owner. So now, can this company sell this particular land? The answer is no. They are not the owner. Nemo dat quorum habet is a principle in law which says that you cannot give what you don't have. The company do not have that particular land. They are not the owner of that land, and as such, they can't give out or sell or alienate their interest in that land to another person. So that's why before you buy any property, ensure that the documents are in order. Okay, ensure that the documents are in order, and ensure that it is not a lease agreement. Okay, let's put it another way. Now, this company goes about selling this property that is being invested to them for 20 years to another person. They sold it to another person, and then after 20 years, the real owner comes back to collect the land from the other person, to lay claim of that land. Of course, he can claim back his land. He's the rightful owner of the land. All right, so that's why I've emphasized that buying a property where a lease agreement is a title document is very wrong. If you see that kind of document or title which is not title in quotes, run for your dear life, because it is not a valid route of title. It is not a good route of title, and as such, it cannot transfer interest in property. We have encountered with several companies that actually have these lease agreements or deed of lease, and they are desirous of selling their property to some of our clients. And luckily for us, our client consulted us to help them check these documents, only for us to discover that this document is a lease, deed of lease, and as such, we advise our client not to buy from these people, saving our clients millions of naira. Because if we have allowed them to buy from these people, trust me, the client is going to lose a lot of money, because these people do not have the valid root of title. All right, so that's all for today. If you've gained value from this video, kindly like the video, share to your friend and well-wisher, so they too can learn a thing or two from this video. And then do not forget to subscribe to this channel. All right, turn on the bell notification so that you keep getting important updates whenever any educative video is dropped on this channel. And if you feel like reaching out to me, my contact is on the screen. It's somewhere on the screen, so feel free to reach out to me. Do not forget, my name is Isaac Okeke. I'm your property lawyer, as well as a real estate entrepreneur who uses law as a tool to safeguard the best interests of our clients. See you when I see you again. Bye bye.